When it comes to people, always trust your gut instincts. I'm gonna tell you a story. When I was about 14 years old, this is why I always trust my gut. When I was about 14 years old, I always hung out with older people. I always hung out with adults. I was lost and traumatized, and I used to like to drink. It was a lot easier to get alcohol that way. And nobody in my neighborhood gave a crap how old you were. They'd buy you anything you wanted. Even the corner stores, I used to be able to buy alcohol when I was 14 at the corner store. But anyway, I was at this associates of mine around the corner from where I live. Before I walked in the house, there was this young boy from the neighborhood, and this young boy, he was probably 11 maybe, and he just ran up and punched me dead in my chest. And I looked at this little dude and I just laughed. So I tripped him and threw him in the grass. Now, I'm not a violent person. I just pushed him down like, dude, you can't be doing that. So I really despise violence, but I will fight. You better believe it. So I never thought nothing else about it. Well, about a week later, I was going over to these people's house again, and this kid's mom was over there using the telephone. When I walk in, she's in there and her son is in there. And this kid's mother was a burnt out dope fiend. I mean, she was a heroin addict. I don't think there was a spot on her body that didn't have a track mark. So when I walk in the door, this little boy, he says, "Mama, that's the dude right there that beat me up or something," he says. So I just laughed, right? And this lady, she stands up, "Oh, you beat up my son?" I said, "Look, you better teach your kid how to act. He want to hit somebody, he be expect to get hit back." She's like, "Oh, you real bad, mother sucker," and all this blah blah blah, gets to cussing. Tells me, "Oh, you real bad. You can't beat my ass." I'm just looking at this burnt out little fiend, weighs about 95 cents, thinking to myself, I would just mangle you. And then all of a sudden, now this is totally out of character for me in normal situations, even in violent situations, I just had this uncontrollable rage come over to me. I just stood up, and like every fiber of my being wanted to dismantle this woman. I said, I stood straight up and said, "B, I will kill you." This voice came out of me like everybody in the house stood silent. My friend that was with me at the time, my best friend, he picked me up. He seen that look in my eye, and he knew that I was going to really hurt this woman. Now, he picked me up and had to physically carry me off the ground, pick me up off the ground and carry me out of the house. I was in such a rage, and this is just totally out of character. So he carried me a block down the street and started talking to me, and I calmed down. Well, I didn't think nothing else about it, but then a couple weeks later, this lady was on the front page of the newspaper. Now, she had a younger boy, and she probably had she had a 12-year-old daughter. And these kids, they in the neighborhood, I see them all the time. They grew up, they lived right on the next block over. So this lady is on the front page of the newspaper. She got arrested for prostituting her 12-year-old daughter to an 80-year-old man. After I seen that, it blew my mind. It blew my mind. I couldn't believe it. And then I started thinking about that rage that came up out of me. I wanted to destroy this woman. See, when you got a good spirit, you can feel the darkness around you. You can tell when these evil presences are around, when they present themselves. You can feel it. So my advice to you, when you get that feeling, just get out the way. Move, keep it moving, because bad things are going to happen. Truth is my sword, and God is my judge. Always trust your gut. Always trust your gut, people.